Brace yourselves for an unsettling journey into the shadows with our latest video. Scary but true facts that will send shivers down your spine. Uncover the chilling realities that lurk beneath the surface as we delve into tales that are both disturbing and undeniably true. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. In the course of an average lifetime, an individual unknowingly crosses paths with someone who has committed murder approximately 36 times. Cotard's syndrome is a rare mental disorder where individuals believe they are dead, do not exist, or have lost their blood and organs. The world's deadliest serial killer, Harold Shipman, was a doctor who killed at least 215 patients. He was born January 14, 1946, in Nottingham, England, and died January 13, 2004. The Wakefield British doctor and serial killer murdered about 250 of his patients, according to an official inquiry into his crimes. In 2000, he was convicted on 15 counts of murder and 1 count of forgery and sentenced to life in prison. Shipman committed suicide while in prison, hanging himself in his cell. A government inquiry was ordered to determine how many more patients Shipman may have murdered. In 2005, an official report found that he had killed an estimated 250 people beginning in 1971. In most cases, Shipman injected the victim with a lethal dose of the painkiller diamorphine and then signed a death certificate attributing the incident to natural causes. The true motive for these murders still remain a mystery. Mount Everest stands as the highest point above sea level globally, drawing numerous adventurous individuals eager to attempt the remarkable achievement of reaching its summit. Unfortunately, not everyone who embarks on the journey will successfully descend from the mountain alive. There are over 200 dead bodies on Mount Everest, serving as macabre landmarks for climbers. Sleep paralysis can cause terrifying hallucinations and a feeling of being unable to move while waking up or falling asleep. The Dyatlov Pass incident involved the mysterious deaths of 9 hikers in the Ural Mountains in 1959, with unexplained injuries and radiation. The experienced trekking group from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, led by Igor Dyatlov, had established a camp on the eastern slopes of Kholat Syakhl in the Russian SFSR of the Soviet Union. Overnight, something caused them to cut their way out of their tent and flee the campsite while inadequately dressed. After the group's bodies were discovered, an investigation by Soviet authorities determined that 6 of them had died from hypothermia, while the other 3 had been killed by physical trauma. 1 victim had major skull damage, 2 had severe chest trauma, and another had a small crack in his skull. 4 of the bodies were found lying in running water in a creek, and 3 of these 4 had damaged soft tissue of the head and face. 2 of the bodies had missing eyes. 1 had a missing tongue, and 1 had missing eyebrows. The investigation concluded that a compelling natural force had caused the deaths. An estimated 60% of people will experience a traumatic event in their lifetime. The Aokigahara Forest in Japan is notorious for being a site of numerous suicides. Have you ever experienced the sensation of being watched, even when you're by yourself? The feeling that you might not be truly alone lingers, doesn't it? The HinterK Murders involved the killing of 6 people on a German farm in 1922, with the murderer living undiscovered in the house for several days. The HinterK Murders occurred on the evening of the 31st of March 1922, when 6 inhabitants of a small Bavarian farmstead, located approximately 43 miles north of Munich, Germany, were murdered by an unknown assailant. They were all found struck dead with a mattock, also known as a grub axe. The perpetrator lived with the 6 corpses of their victims for 3 days. During this time, they would eat the food in the house, feed the animals on the property, and start fires in the home's fireplace. The murders are considered one of the most gruesome and puzzling unsolved crimes in German history. 4 of the dead bodies were found stacked up in the barn, the victims having been lured there, one by one. Prior to the incident, the family and their former maid reported hearing strange noises coming from the attic, which led to that maid leaving. The case remains unsolved to this day. The phenomenon of alien abductions is reported by individuals worldwide, often involving terrifying and invasive experiences. Unit 731, also known as the Camo Detachment, was a covert biological and chemical warfare research and development unit of the Imperial Japanese Army that engaged in lethal human experimentation and biological weapons manufacturing during the Second Sino-Japanese War and World War II. It killed an estimated 200,000 to 300,000 people. Unit 731 was responsible for some of the most notorious war crimes committed by the Japanese armed forces. It routinely conducted tests on people who were dehumanized and internally referred to as logs. Experiments included disease injections, controlled dehydration, biological weapons testing, hypobaric pressure chamber testing, vivisection, organ harvesting, amputation, and standard weapons testing. The concept of the Mandela effect refers to shared false memories of events or details that never occurred. The Dybbuk box is believed to be haunted and cursed, causing misfortune to those who possess it. The Salem witch trials were a series of hearings and prosecutions of people accused of witchcraft in colonial Massachusetts between February 1692 and May 1693. More than 200 people were accused. 30 people were found guilty, 19 of whom were executed by hanging, 14 women and 5 men. One other man, Giles Corey, died under torture after refusing to enter a plea, and at least 5 people died in jail. As we conclude this spine-chilling journey, remember that truth can be more unsettling than fiction. If these chilling facts have left you questioning the reality around you, you're not alone. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next dive into the world of the unnerving and the truly bizarre. Until then, keep an eye over your shoulder, stay curious, and embrace the darkness that hides within the shadows.